Hey everyone, happy Saturday, happy September 28th. We're almost at the end here, going into the season of the witch, into October, my favorite month. I can't believe I wasn't born in October because I love it, but I am an air sign, I'm a Gemini, and I just connect in so good with those Libras. But growing up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, October was my month. It's my element, loving the crispness, the leaves falling, the changing of the colors, and Halloween. Since I was a little girl, I loved bats and witches, and I decorate for fall. And so it's kind of in my bones, right? I'm wearing my hat. It says Salem, and I got to go. I was lucky enough to go to Salem, Massachusetts last October with my shaman Riz Mirza. He on a retreat. He took 11 of us women there. We stayed in an Italian villa not far outside of Salem, and we had an amazing magical time. And it made me kind of thinking about all of this. I was like, you know what I'm going to do is each month I'm going to have a theme to share with you guys and to glean some lessons. And for October, which I'm starting early, is going to be death as a transformation. And I've got this Halloween deck here, this oracle deck, and I pulled the card for us. It's the lamp. I'm going to show that to you. Look at that, the lamp. And that is remembrance. And so when we remember our loved ones who have passed, there's some specific things that it's great to keep in mind. And I just want to share this, what was written in this book. This is the Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. I'm going to be using it through October for us. Great lessons here. So there's a little saying here: I light a single candle within a lamp for you, a single flame in the darkness that reflects my heart so true. And then she goes on to write, whilst it's a tradition to carve a jack-o'-lantern to scare away the spirits, it was an older tradition still to light a candle or a lamp on Halloween night and leave it at the window as a loving guide home for those who have passed. Both as a symbol of remembrance and also as a kind of leaving the lights on for those who may wish to come home. The lamp was left on to illuminate the night and perhaps even the sadness that was felt because of the passing. So this card reminds us that it's a positive thing to remember those who have passed by celebrating their life rather than mourning their death. For those with whom we did not have an easy relationship with, or those we didn't even like, leave us with valuable lessons. Sometimes we learn more from our nemesis than we do from our friends. And so the darkness can illuminate our strengths and our true values so that we can live them more clearly and fully. And we have to, Macy agrees. You maybe heard my dog shaking there. Yes, Macy. So I am raising a glass to my mother who passed a year ago. And it's very hard not to mourn, not to regret the times I wasn't so patient, the things that I said. She was not the easiest woman. She was a heavy smoker since the time I was in her womb. She was smoking until on her deathbed, and so I had to deal with that. Let me just take a sip to her. She's an amazing woman, a strong woman, but there are things that with our parents that were not so easy, and it wasn't so easy for me to have to breathe in that cigarette smoke my whole life. My both parents smoked, whether it was in the car, in the house, constant, and then it was a very upsetting thing for me. Just coming home for Christmas, for coming home in the winter when you're locked in the house and that cigarette smoke's going up your nose, and you can't. In the morning, it's saturated through the walls. You can't breathe, and I had a lot of animosity about that. And so when this card, when it says in this book, even when we didn't have the easiest relationship all the time, there's great lessons there. And I have now, looking back, I have great empathy for that addiction, for that addiction that she had. She couldn't beat it. She didn't really want to beat it, but she tried a couple of times to quit and she couldn't. So even when there is that thing that we want to push back on, and then later when they're gone, we may feel guilt, we may feel, why did I get angry about certain things? And so So what the message is today that's kind of channeling through is, let's just let that go, because I'm sure there's somebody watching that has some regrets on maybe something that they said, something they didn't agree with, something that didn't go so well, and then the parent passed, or the loved one passed, or the husband or wife, or whatever it may be. And we hold that, and so we can just breathe in and let it go, because they don't want us to hold on to that. I'll tell you something fun. So to honor her, see this really cute shirt that I'm wearing here? It's long. I'll kind of show it to you. See, it goes. I bought this for my mom. I bought us both the same shirt on Hollywood Boulevard. I used to live in Hollywood. Now I live in the Valley, but I lived right off of Hollywood Boulevard. So probably around 2009. We bought this shirt, and we were on Hollywood Boulevard, and there's all these characters there, and musicians and shops, and we would walk down there and have lunch and have fun. And we went into a little shop, and I bought us both one of these. Mine I had to get rid of. It had some holes in it. I mean, these are old shirts now, but hers is in still stellar condition, and it was in her closet, and so now I'm wearing her shirt. And she loved a nice glass of wine, and so I'm gonna toast to her, Donna Reed, and I'm going to try to apply this lesson of celebrating her life and not mourning her death, because it is, I'm still mourning, but I am trying to get into the energy of celebration, trying to get into that space, because that's what she would want, and that's what she does want. And so for you, if you are mourning someone and you just can't get over it, a little tip: look for something to celebrate every day about that person. Look for something, because celebration is the highest frequency. And so, yes, we're going to go through those hard times, but let's try to, I'm going to do it with you, get into the celebration mode. All right. Sending you much love, and please leave a message, a little note below, a little comment on what you're going through and what you're celebrating. Much love.